Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills and gentle rivers, lived a young man named Arin. From a very early age, Arin knew what hardship meant. His father, a kind but frail man, had passed away when Arin was only 7 years old. The weight of the household fell heavily onto Arin's small shoulders. He helped his mother with daily chores and cared for his younger siblings, ensuring they were fed, clothed, and comforted. While other children played carefree in the fields, Arin spent his days struggling to keep his family afloat. As Arin grew older, hope never truly left him. In his early 20s, he married a gentle woman named Mira, dreaming of building a happier future together. For a brief moment, it seemed as if the dark clouds were beginning to lift. However, fate had not finished testing Arin. His small farm suffered a terrible drought. His savings vanished in treating his mother's sudden illness. His younger brother, whom he had nurtured like a son, left the village chasing empty dreams, never to return. The burdens Arin carried seemed endless, and his heart grew heavier with each passing season. One evening, sitting under an old banyan tree near the river, Arin closed his eyes and asked silently, "Why is my life filled with endless trials? Have I not endured enough?" As he sat lost in his sorrow, an old monk approached. His robe was simple, his face lined with age yet glowing with a peaceful light. The monk sat beside him without a word, letting the silence speak for a while. After some time, the monk said softly, "You are like the bamboo, young man, pressed down by the storms, yet you do not break." Arin looked at him, confused. "But why must I be pressed so hard again and again?" he asked. The monk smiled. "Let me tell you a story," he began. Once, there was a potter who crafted clay pots. For the pots to be strong, they had to be placed into the hottest part of the fire. If the fire was weak, the pots would crack when touched. But those who endured the fire without breaking became vessels that could hold the purest water, the richest grains, and the most fragrant flowers. Arin listened carefully. The monk's voice was calm, like the flowing river beside them. "You," the monk continued, "are being shaped by life itself. Every hardship, every loss, every tear, they are the fire. And though you do not see it now, you are being made into something strong, something beautiful. Not for destruction, but for a greater purpose you have yet to understand." The monk stood up, placing a gentle hand on Arin's shoulder. "Do not ask for lighter burdens," he said. "Ask for a stronger back." With those words, the old monk disappeared into the night mist, leaving Arin with a mind full of thoughts and a heart slightly lighter than before. From that day, Arin chose to see his hardships differently. Instead of cursing his fate, he accepted it as a form of silent training. Each difficulty was a lesson, each setback a teacher. He worked with renewed strength, smiling even when the days were long and the nights cold. His small farm, once struggling, slowly began to thrive. The earth, touched by his patience and care, yielded healthy crops. His wife Mira stood by him, her own spirit strengthened by Arin's silent courage. Their children grew up not only seeing a father who worked hard, but also a man who carried his suffering with grace and dignity. Years later, when Arin became an old man himself, the villagers would gather around him, seeking advice. They did not come to him because he was the wealthiest, but because he had become the strongest vessel, one who could hold their hopes, their fears, and their dreams without breaking. Through his silent resilience, Arin had transformed his pain into wisdom. And the wisdom he shared with others lit up their paths during their own dark times.